Hey everyone, welcome back to Three Dogs and an RV. My name is Stuart.
Melissa.
And welcome to our YouTube program. Today we are in, well Missy, why don't you tell us, the world, where are we at today?
We are in Madison, Florida.
And you may be asking yourself, where the heck is Madison, Florida?
I did.
Yeah, she did. So Madison, Florida is what, about an hour east of Tallahassee, about 10 minutes north of Interstate 10. If you're driving on Interstate 10 to Tallahassee, you would get from Jacksonville, you would come to Madison. So we're standing here, where are we standing? We're standing in front of the Wardlaw Smith House here on Base Street in Madison. We're driving by and this place is up for a live property auction today. We're not going to go in and look at it, but we have no intention of buying it. But I thought I'd show you some of the old architecture here from this part of the state. It's definitely, because we lived in the southern part of the state, right, Nancy?
Yeah.
So this is definitely more, you get more of a southern feel here, right? More of your traditional southern feel, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So we're not too far from the Georgia state line either.
No?
So
About half an hour.
about half an hour. So let's go have a look at the Wardlaw Smith House and we'll show you some of the cool sights, sounds from this part of Madison as we tour Madison, Florida today. The Wardlaw Smith House was erected in the 1960s by Benjamin Wardlaw, a local guy here in Madison, following the Civil War battle in February of 1864. This house here, as we show you, it served as Confederate hospital at the time, and it was acquired in 1871 by Chandler Holmes Smith, hence the name of the Wardlaw Smith House. And it's one of the historic properties here in the state of Florida. So, and it's on the National Register of Historic Places as well. Enjoy the Wardlaw Smith House here in Madison, and we'll show you some more of the sights and scenery from around this beautiful property. All right, so Missy and I had a tour of the house inside. It was beautiful. It's up for auction, so I wanted to respect the auction process and not videotape anything inside. I'm not even going to share what the highest bid on the auction is right now, but the house is listed at $1.4 million, and all I can say is the auction price, the highest bid is well below that. It's got Missy thinking about moving into a house again, doesn't it, Missy?
No, it's got me thinking that. So our plan was RV for 5 months in Canada, 6 months, and 6 months down here.
Yeah.
We also threw the idea of buying an RV lot so that when we came down to Florida, we would just be parked for the 6 months, not have to move to normal life in our RV.
Yeah.
But here, we could easily park our RV
and have all
the for 6 months of the year.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what's wrong with it?
You know why? Because it's in Madison, first of all.
Sorry, people of Madison. She didn't mean that. She didn't mean that, really?
It's not a big city, right? So how much exposure do they have? Where have they marketed it?
I know.
Is it just the sign on the street that's their marketing and that's why no one's come by?
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
If it's only the locals, they're not going to stop. They're not interested in that.
I don't know. Anyway, it was a beautiful looking house inside.
You can see it from here. It's beautiful.
All right, so our journey around Madison continues. Now we're at the, I guess this would be like the town park. So right off Bay Street here, and downtown is that way. We may head over that way afterwards. Anyway, we're going to take you around and show you some of the things in this park. All right, this is the Four Freedoms Monument here in Madison. If you don't know about the Four Freedoms, it was stated by Franklin Roosevelt in his annual message to Congress in January 6, 1941. So right in the middle of World War II. It was a freedom speech and expression during World War II. Freedom of worship, freedom of want, and freedom of fear everywhere in the world. Those are the four freedoms, right? Yeah. So pretty symbolic speech back in that time. And this monument here was designed by, let me see, Walter Russell, I do believe, was the person that designed this monument in Madison. So, and I think it was dedicated to Captain Colin, I think if I read it right, Colin Kelly. So first American hero of World War II in 1950 or 1941. This monument is dedicated to Colin Kelly. See if we can get a zoom in on the plaque that's on here. Yeah, there's the name, 1943 by Walter Russell. So the 4 freedoms, and here's a sign that talks about the 4 freedoms. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom of worship, freedom of want, freedom from want, and freedom from fear everywhere in the world. So, yeah, a little bit of history, Missy. The average person won't know. And here's a list of all those who served and paid the ultimate sacrifice for Madison County here in Florida. So on this site here in Madison, right here where we're videoing today, once stood an Seminole Indian War blockhouse. Now I have to look that up. I'm not sure what a blockhouse is. So if anybody knows, put it in the comments below, because I'm not familiar with that terminology. But it was erected by the blockhouse erected by the citizens of the area to protect women and children and old people. So there you go. I think that kind of gives you the idea of what it was, right? Building to protect women, children, and old people from the threatening period 1835 to 1842. So it also served as a courthouse. Yeah, so on this property right here stood the blockhouse and courthouse at one time here in Madison County. Now it's a park. So right in the center of the park stands about a 20-foot high Confederate statue honoring or remembering the Confederate soldiers from 1861 to 1865, because this part of the country at that time was right in the heart of the Confederacy. And we saw this in our tour of Tifton as well, that a lot of these areas do not forget about that part of history. And I believe myself that it's very, very important not to forget about the times of the past so we don't make the same mistakes from the past. And some people may not agree with that statement, but I believe it's very, very important to learn from these time periods in our history. All right, I stumbled upon this neat little memorial for David Dukes from 1945. I'm not sure, I don't know this person, so I'm going to assume that he had something to do, actually, so I think he was born in 1945, and this dedication from 1963, I believe he was probably part of the civil rights movement at the time. There you go. He led the civil rights movement in Madison County. So good that they, at the age of 17, it's pretty impressive. So yeah, so there's a nice memorial to Mr. Dukes, and we'll see if we can dig up more information on him and link it down below. And our last stop in this park is this memorial for former slaves of Madison County. So remember, we were at this area here, was right in the whole South back in that time, right? So let's not kid ourselves. That was part of normal day life back then. So nice to have a nice little memorial for those folks as well. Yeah. To remember all the stuff that they had to go through back then. So yeah, nice little memorial here for all the former slaves in Madison County, and a good reminder through our history. Like I said, you don't want to get rid of history, because that's how it prevents us from making the same mistakes.
Yes, you do not want to repeat
it. You do not want to repeat the same mistakes that we did in the past. All right, Missy, we're going to go off to our next spot here, and let's continue our drive around beautiful Madison, Florida, and see what other bits and pieces of trouble we can get ourselves into. All right, so here we are at the steam engine of the Florida Manufacturing Company. I don't know what else to call it, but what do you call it? I used to call them big dumb things around when we used to tour around Western Canada. So this is the big dumb thing in Madison, the big steam engine. Just parked here on Highway 14 as you come into Madison. You can't miss it. Near the old train station here too. So yeah, so it's pretty neat. We just kind of stumbled upon it as we were driving into town. So I'm not 100% sure if this is the actual Amtrak station here in Madison, Florida. I'm going to guess it is, because they got the platform raised here. They got a gazebo. It looks like a train station set up here. So I'm going to guess this is the actual Amtrak stop here in Madison, Florida. And I'm not sure if there's a train coming. I hear a constant horn, but I don't think there's a train coming. I think that's actually coming from the propane shop over there. So I don't think there's an actual train coming right now. But yeah, this is a neat little Amtrak station here in Madison, Florida. I wonder how often the Amtrak comes here. Be interested to do some research on that. Yeah, this is the Madison Amtrak, completed in November of 1993. So yeah, this is the actual station for the Amtrak. So pretty neat. I wonder how often the Amtrak does come here. So this is the ticketing agent office here. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed our tour around Madison, Florida. And here we are at the Madison welcome sign. Welcome you to the city limits of Madison. So Missy, what do you think of Madison?
It's a cute little town.
A cute little town, she says. Anyway, we're here for another week or so. So I'm sure we'll get into more trouble around Madison. Thanks for tuning in to Three Dogs in an RV. I'm Stuart.
I'm Melissa.
And hope you enjoy our journey. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. And we'll see you in a future video.
Bye.